as Roy Master showed us and still does on YouTube. You can go to his Roy Master's Be Still exercise. Real salvation, I say real because there is a phony salvation that a lot of the churches unwittingly teach. But the real salvation is it's being saved from the thinking, being saved from going into your brain, the intellect, to try to figure things out and get answers. And it's like the original fall was to the tree, it's symbolic, but I'm sure it was real too, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. So they fell to the knowledge. Then we do that. Like when I wake up in the morning, I start my day. Right away, often the darkness will give me thoughts, like right away. Like it'll give me words. It's like I'm talking to myself. A lot of times the thoughts will manifest in our head, and then we tend to engage them. I don't, thank God. Or if I do, I'll catch it right away and then realize it. And that's what we need to be. That's what we need to be saved from. The thoughts, the thinking. And Jesus even said so. He said, don't think about what you're going to. Worry, think, same thing, same method, same. It's the same thing basically. Don't think about what you're going to be clothed with. Even the lilies in the field, they're adorned so wonderfully by God, and so you'll be taken care of. And don't think about what you're going to say in advance. He said that too. So Jesus is saying, and we can know intuitively that it's not healthy to live in our head thinking. And don't believe anybody, because they're liars, and they're not liars on purpose, but anyone who says you can use thinking, there's good thoughts and then bad thoughts, and then you can go into thoughts and be courageous because the boogeyman's there, and they don't know what they're talking about, because God doesn't use the same method like good thoughts and bad thoughts. Then we wouldn't ever be free, because why would he use the same method that the devil does? With thoughts and talking to ourselves, and he uses intuition. And that's the way Adam and Eve lived. They lived directly with God, so to speak, and same as we can. We just live by intuition. It's the wordless seeing that the intellect then often turns to words in our head, and we can talk to it or have a conversation in our head, but that's just it hijacking. But it's a subtle, well, I don't know if it's subtle, but it's a thing where you can see and not even know you're seeing, but when you share it and you speak it, then it becomes real. And other than that, you're not talking to yourself in your head or about the truth. So it's almost like you don't know that you know the truth, but it's there. It's a light. It's the Holy Spirit. It's a candle that's burning always in there. It's just not gonna talk to you. That's the imitator, the devil, the demons that we all tend to have, and that's what we need to be saved from. And that's the process of being reborn, coming out of your thoughts continually. And that's why in and out of the thoughts, it doesn't just happen all at once, but it's the best fast in the world is fasting from the thoughts, the thinking. We can think things through, we can know by deciding and thinking, and we can decide this, and choice is this, and decide that, and well, let's mull it over in our head. That's what we need to be saved from. Yeah, because when we're, just like Roy described, the inner light, the intuition, it's always there. We don't have to try to figure anything out. It will direct us, and not in words in our head. Again, that's the imitator. So that's the process of being reborn. And the church should be teaching this. It's mental. It's all in the thoughts. And then the thoughts, when you're separate from the thoughts, you have a force field. You have a separation from the world, because the thoughts are the world manifest in your head. Ideas, intuition. I mean, some people call those thoughts too, but it's nice to have a different word, because thoughts, you relate to words in your head and talking in your head. So it's intuition, not thoughts, that manifest the light of good, and it directs us. But it's a humble place, because you're not trying to figure things out. You're not, you kind of feel like Roy used to say he's a dummy. But boy, when he shared and spoke, he sure wasn't, because that's living in the moment. And it's humble, and the church really should have picked up on that. But anyway, I don't know that the established church is really the true church. I think it's more people like, people that are bright and just see reality and see to live out of their thoughts. And it's intuitive to live that way, just that I'm sure, throughout the ages we didn't have Roy Master's Be Still exercise, but we know intuitively, because there's so many evil words in our head and thoughts, that cannot be the way, and eventually we'd find a way to just separate and live the simple way as described. But it's more quicker, and it's a great method to use the Roy Master's Be Still exercise. And I'm sure God put him on earth to help the remnant right before the end time. We're in the last 42 months right now, and 2028end.com has the real timeline. And yes, we can know the time, the day, the month, the year, but we cannot know the day or the hour, because that was the idiom for the Feast of Trumpets. It's not literal, like a lot of things in the Bible, or some things are not literal. It's an idiom because the Feast of Trumpets lands on different days, different years. It's like, Jesus said, if someone slaps you or slugs you, turn the other cheek, slaps you on the face. He didn't mean that literally. He meant, obviously, because we have to defend ourselves, and he said so, to buy a sword, because he was leaving soon. So that's again it's not literal. It's meant, don't be upset, don't be intimidated, don't be affected by the intimidation by a bully, and then you can do whatever you need to do to defend yourself or your family or your country. All right, have a good one. God bless you.